Right here. Check it out.
All right, Shalom. Y'all the real Hebrew Israelites. Come to you week in and week out. Prophesy the downfall and collapse of this wicked kingdom of America. All right, which is Babylon the Great in the Bible. And let your so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that you are the true children of Israel. All right, you're the true sons of the living power, which the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and the Son's name Yahweh Shai. Now, first of all, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Dash.
Double honor to the apostles and great millstone that continue to move very well to this very day. Also, Charlotte, one piece of sanctity, citation to the whole elect that's also found in work, give you due diligence to make your call and election sure, and faith, true sincerity, and also all charity. All right. Now we're going to jump into today's true teaching, man. It's the Gentiles, and the Gentile issue. All right, because contrary to popular belief, when the people go in to read scriptures concerning the New Testament, they believe that the Gentiles were spoken about within the New Testament, talking about the other nations, man. All right, and that's completely contrary to how the book is put together, man. That's completely contrary to the will of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, because the will of the Heavenly Father, all right, is for the sons of Israel to come back into the all right, because His word is only meant for the nation of Israel, man. All right, it's only meant for the children of Israel to partake in and benefit from, man. All right, because you had through a process of time when we fell away from our nationality, we had these devils, Edomites, with true biblical nationality, the so-called white man, that are booked and distributed to the other nations, man, telling them that the salvation is also for you. All right, dividing this word to the other nations, knowing good well that this word is only meant for us, man. All right, it wasn't meant for anybody else on the planet other than the nation of Israel, man. All right, so when you go into the scriptures, you have to have that in mind concerning the Gentiles, man. Because just like how it was back in the ancient world, you got the same thing today, man. You got Israelites that's calling themselves by other bywords, man. Call themselves Negroes, Hispanics, all right, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All right, those different bywords instead of going by the names of Judah, all right, Yahweh, all right, it all the way down to Issachar, man. All right, so the same thing is going on today, man. So we're back again to continue the work, which to bring back the Gentiles this time, man. Who's that? The people on the sign, man. All right, that you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans going by those bywords. Your true nationality is Israelites, man. You are the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. All right. Now,
Right, it's Matthew 13:2. It then said he unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven, like unto a man that is a householder, bring forth out of his treasure, out of his treasure, things new and old.
that's right. So basically, man, we're laying down the groundwork, man. Right. So in that scripture, it speaks about like the kingdom of heaven, like to a person who bring forth out of his treasure both things old and new. All right. And that's going to the Bible, man. That's going to the Old Testament and the New Testament. All right. Because during the time when Yahweh Shai was in the flesh, all right, with his disciples and the rest of the apostles and the ones that believed, all right, you had them that were quoting the Old Testament, man. They knew about the writings of Moses, all right, the prophets. They knew about that, man. All right, and they never strayed away from it. Okay, so therefore, them knowing that they knew the will of the Lord, man, back in those days. All right, so that's why when they were born towards the lost sheep of the house of Israel, pursuant to Matthew the 10th chapter. You got it. Oh, yeah.
Matthew chapter 5, these 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, Matthew 10:6, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right. It say, go not into the way of the Gentiles, man. All right. And this was Yahweh Shai speaking. Okay. So Yahweh Shai strictly commanded the disciples to go not to the way of the Gentiles, man. All right. In any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not. The reason why he said that is because the city of the Samaritans, there were Hamites there, man. All right. It was completely inhabited by Hamites because the land of Samaria during that time, that's when the northern kingdom was taken into captivity by the process of the Assyrian captivity, man. All right. And then you had the Hamites that were planted there in that land. So that's why the Lord told him not to go into any of the cities of the Samaria. All right. But he said, go rather into the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. All right. Which again, the lost sheep of the house of Israel is talking about you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. In this time right now. Because back then you had our people that were calling themselves Greeks, they were calling themselves Thessalonians, they were Galatians, Philippians, Corinthians. They were calling themselves all these different bywords, all right, these different other nationalities, other than going by the nationality of being Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all the way down to Issachar. You got
that kind. The second Maccabees 4:15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Right, read that again up.
That kind of this second Maccabees 4:15. It says not setting by the honor of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Right, and you go into the Grecians, right? Especially when you go into this particular scripture, I believe it's in Acts 6 chapter. It speaks about the Grecians disputing with the Jews, because that word Grecians goes into the Greek word Hellenistos. All right, the word Hellenistos means a Greek-speaking Jew. All right, so that's what it's mean when it says Greek. Whenever you see that word Greek, you're talking about a Greek-speaking Jew. All right, so that's what's speaking about in the scripture.
John 7:35. It said, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? And we shall not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Right, and that's what those scribes and Pharisees were asking when the Lord said, where did he go? They will not find him, man. All right, and they were inquiring that was he going to go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles, man. Actually, somebody pull up the blue letter in that scripture and get the word dispersed. Because that word dispersed is going to tell you what it's talking about in that scripture, man. All right, it's not talking about the natural Gentile, because you got two different types of Gentiles, man. You got the natural Gentile, all right, and you got the Israelite foreigner Gentiles, man. All right, so the one they speak about in that scripture is talking about the Israelite foreigners, man. All right, because again, they understood full well that you had Israelites that were taking on those Greek customs, man. They were taking on the Greek customs in the way of life, because through Alexander the Greek, you know, in history, basically during that process of time, they Hellenized everything, man. That was in the mind of Alexander the Greek. All right, he was in his sole purpose, or one of the purposes, was to have everything Hellenized, had to have everything Greek, just like today, man. They want everything American. All right, just how you got Israelites that took on those customs, you got our people that's taking on the custom of America, man. The customs of Edom. All right, especially the customs that were brought from the parts of the land of Europe over here to America, man. They took on that custom, all right, in the form of being civilized, man. All right.
Yeah, this 1 Corinthians chapter 12:2. It said, ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led.
That's right, man. So you knew you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols. Hold that scripture up. You just read. Go ahead and grab that word dispersed.
That is dispersed in the Strong's H. It says a scattering, or dispersed in John 7 in verse 35. In the word dispersed in the Strong's G, it is a scattering, dispersion of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations.
Yeah, it's dispersed among foreign nations, man. That's the diaspora, man. All right, that's dispersed among the Gentiles. All right, that's what the Lord meant when he told the disciples, go not into the way of the Gentiles, man. All right, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right, so it was dispersed among the Gentiles that were of this nation of Israel that he told them to go to, man. All right, the more that definition.
Yeah, just a little bit. It says of the Christians scattered abroad among the Gentiles.
Right, of the Christians, right, gathered among the Gentiles, man. All right, and the true Christians are the Israelites, man. All right, the ones that follow Yahweh Shah back in the ancient world, man. All right, that follow the anointing. Okay, those were the real Christians that the Lord brought out of those Gentile nations. All right, those heathen nations, and brought them back into the fold, man. All right, just like now, he's bringing back the nation of Israel back into their heritage, man. All right, because again, it was a process of time that we fell away, man. All right, and Lord will, we're going to get that. Yeah, somebody else hold something. Yeah, read that again.
In 1 Corinthians 12:2, you know that you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led.
That's right. So you were Gentiles, right? Carried away unto these dumb idols, man. Even as you were led. All right, and actually since you read that, grab Ephesians 2nd chapter, please, I think, I know 2 and 11. Yep, Ephesians 2 and 11. And we'll read through it. But other than that, like I just read, he said, look, you knew you were Gentiles, all right, carried away to these dumb idols, man. In other words, you knew you were an Israelite foreigner, man. Before time, you were an Israelite foreigner, but now you know that you're an Israelite, man. All right? Get up.
Yeah, God. Yeah, this is Ephesians 2 and 11. Before remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh.
Right, you were in times past Gentiles in the flesh, man. All right? So in the past, you were Gentile, like I just read in Corinthians, man. All right? In the flesh. Okay? Get up.
It says, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hand.
That's right. So you were called uncircumcision by those that were of the circumcision, man. All right? Now that's not physical, that's spiritual, man. Because the one that was of the circumcision was the Jews during that time. The ones that knew that they were Israelites, the one that followed their heritage from their birth. And then the ones that were of the circumcision, right, the nation of Israel, who knew who they were calling the ones that didn't know who they were the uncircumcision. All right. So that's why it was a separation in the nation of Israel during that time, because you had the ones that knew they're Israelites and the ones that left off the Israelite customs, man. All right. And that's why it was a dispute between the two, man. That's why the Jews during that time, when they saw that the Gentiles or the Israelite foreigners were coming back into their heritage, that they started to be moved by envy. All right. And that's actual prophecy, man. The Lord said he's going to move you to envy. Actually, somebody get that Deuteronomy, I think 32nd chapter. Deuteronomy, I think it's 32 and 21. Yes, I'm up. Okay, good. But yeah, the Lord says he's going to move you to jealousy about them that are not called a nation, man. You got up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this Deuteronomy 32 and 21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God, which is not the Most High. It says they have anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
Right. So he said he's going to provoke you to jealousy and anger unto a foolish nation, man. All right. Because that's the reason, going back to what the author read, so that's the reason why the circumcision called them uncircumcision. So that's why they were being called Greeks. That's the reason why they're being called Galatians, Corinthians, so on and so forth, man. They all call themselves other nations. So the Lord said he's going to move to them that call themselves the other nations, man. Right. So when they come back, they're going to be moved in, man. All right. And somebody hold on deck, Acts the 6th chapter. You want something?
I had a precept.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll get this one first. Then.
So Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations. You shall be left few in number among the heathen, where the Lord shall lead.
That's right. So then that was a curse. All right. And because why did that curse come upon us? And actually, what's that, Deuteronomy 4? Go to Deuteronomy 28 and go to verse 64. That's one of the curses that was going to come upon our people, man. That we're going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right. And it started back during that time, man. All right. Because after 7 AD, that's when we fled out of the nation of Israel, man. All right. That's when we fled the nation of Israel or the land of Israel. All right. And fled into some of us, the majority of the bulk of us went to the interiors of Africa. So that's why the only way, or the only as far back they can trace our history, all right, concerning the southern kingdom, all right, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, so-called Negroes, they only trace it back to Africa, all right, because after 7 AD, that's when we found the bulk of the southern kingdom in the western part of Africa. So that's why they try to link us up with being African, but we're really not, right? Yeah, we'll bear that. 28 out of 64.
Yeah,
He got a precept.
yeah, this Exodus 11, verse 7. It says, but against any other children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that you may know that the Lord Yahweh doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
That's right. So the Lord put a difference between us and the Egyptians during that time, man. All right. So he set a difference between the nation of Israel and the rest of the other nations, man. All All right. That's why the Lord said that ye are the salt of the earth. All right. So we're the ones that give the earth flavor, man. All right. No matter where you go all the way to Japan. All right. You can go all the way to China, man. You always find a flavor of Israel that's there, man. All right. Why? Because we give flavor unto the earth, man. All right. That's why it says in Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, the 6th verse, that we are a special people unto the Lord Yahweh Bashal Shah, man. All right. He chosen us above all people upon the face of the earth, man. All right.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh Bashal Shah shall bring thee into Egypt again by the way whereof I spake unto thee. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord Yahweh Shah shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
That's right. So that's the curse right there, man. That the Lord's going to scatter us, all right, to another land or other parts of the land to serve other gods, man. And that's what happened. All right. We got scattered through a process of time according to the curse. All right. And we left off our heritage, man. All right. And that was the curse that was left behind for us by the Heavenly Father, man. Because we transgressed his words, man. Right? So yeah, somebody.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance, and Yahweh of hosts is his name.
That's right, man. So it says the portion of Jacob is not like them, man. All right. So our portion is not like the other nations, man. All right. Because we're the form of all things. When the scriptures say that we're the form of all things, in other words, we were the beginning of everything, man. All right. During the time, actually, it goes further back than Jacob, man. All right. It actually goes back to the creation, man. All right. Because you always had that chosen line out of all people that was going to carry on the promise, man, to carry on the legacy of this word, to carry of being near and dear to Yahweh Bashal Shah, man. So, all right. So it went from Adam all the way up to Noah. All right. And then from Noah to Shem, and then from Shem to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. So that line, all the way going back to Adam to Jacob, is still holding strong to this very day, man. And then you got the sons of Jacob, the Israelites, that have carried on that same promise, man. Right?
Yeah, this is the second Ezra 6 and 55. It says, and this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made us the world for our sake.
That's right. So the Lord made the world for our sakes, man. All right. The world was created for the purpose of our enjoyment, man. That's why back during that time it was called the whole entire compass of the world was called Eden. All right. And then you had a garden that was eastward of Eden. All right. So in other words, a garden was planted in the eastward part of the world, or the lands. All right. Which the whole land in itself was called Eden. And the Hebrew word for Eden is Adon. All right. Which means paradise. All right. So the world was made as a paradise in the beginning, man. All right. So therefore, the Lord made the world for our sakes, man. So he made the world a paradise for us to enjoy, man. All right.
Yeah. It says, as for the people which also come Adam.
Right. So for the other people that came out of Adam, because you have ones that come up and say, well, we all came from Adam, this and that and the third. All right. But you still had that chosen line out of Adam, man. All right. You had a chosen line out of Adam. But the other people that came out of Adam, this is what the Lord said about it.
He said, thou hast said they are nothing.
That they are nothing, man. All right, somebody hold on deck, Isaiah the 40th chapter. It says, where the nations are drop of the bucket.
I can say something too. It says, Moab is my wash pipe, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because that's why the Lord said Moab is wash pipe, and that's exactly right, man. All right. So not only Moab, but also the other nations, man. You got Ham. The Lord feels some type of way about Ham. There is no telling, man. The Lord probably come up with more as my wash pot. Ham is something out of this world, like a rag. And that's how the Lord feels about other nations, man. But to the nation of Israel, that's his children, man. That's his son, man. Right? Yeah.
That kind of Psalms 140, the Psalms 147, verse 19. It says, he showeth his throne unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any other nation. As for his judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
That's right. So he showed his word unto Jacob, all right, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel, man. All right. And also in that same scripture say he had not dealt so with any other nation. That's what the judgment they have not known them, man. All right. So the other nations don't know the judgments of the Lord, man. All right. They don't know his words or his statutes. That's only set for Jacob, man. That's only set for the Israelites. All right. Is it on that? I think that was going to take maybe a little more.
Yeah, it's a little bit more on this. It said, "Thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and thou hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel."
That's right. So we liken unto them as a drop that followed from a vessel, man. All right. So a drop that falls from a bucket, you're not gonna go back for that drop, man. All right. If you carrying a bucket of water and you have a drop that falls out of that bucket, you're not gonna go back, and lose your mind over a drop that falls out of a bucket, man. All right. So that's how the Lord feels about the other nations. Actually, the same thing is reiterated in Isaiah the 40th chapter. All right. What you got up?
Who'd you just call?
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, you got it.
All right, this is Isaiah 40 and 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
Man, so it said the Lord count them as the small dust of the balance, man. All right. So when you have a pair of balances and you put like a small speck of dust on it, it's not going to move that balance, man. All right. And it's insignificant, man. So that's how the Lord feel about the other nations, man. All right.
A little bit more on
A
that.
little bit more.
Verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity.
Right. And they're counted unto him less than nothing and vanity, man. All right. So that's how the Lord feel about the other nations, man. All right. So again, like I just read in Psalms 148, it said that the Lord only showed his word to Jacob. All right. And the statutes and judgments unto Israel. Okay. Now somebody grab Amos 3rd chapter. Only you have I know. I think Amos 3 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, only you have I know. Because the Lord only knew the nation of Israel, man. All right. He hasn't known any other nation other than this nation right here, man. All right. Why is that, man? Because if you go to Zephaniah, you ain't got to get it. But Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, say he sees Israel as the apple of his eye. All right. Now, if you have somebody at the apple of his eye, man, when you mess with somebody that's an apple of your eye, man, there's no telling what the Lord going to do to you, man. So that's why the Lord has a harsh judgment coming to the soils of America and other parts of the world, man. Basically, this kingdom that's set up right now. All right. So the Lord is going to set up judgment for these other nations, all right, to be put on this, to be subservient under the nation of Israel, man. All right, along with Esau, man. All right, because Esau got a heavy debt to pay, man. Because he's the forerunner of the destruction of the nation of Israel, man. All right, he's the forerunner of coming against these people in the sign right here, man. All right, why? Because he led into captivity, he killed with the sword. All right, he raped, robbed, and murdered our people. All right, and caused us to be smitten within the presence of these other nations, man. All right. And put us down into a lower state. Okay. So of course the Lord's gonna pay him back for doing that, man. All right. But
Yeah, I got that. Got the
Amos 3
I got it to it. Yeah. Yeah, this Amos 3 and 2. It says, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore will I punish you for your slacking." It says, "Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities."
That's right. So the Lord said, only you have I known out of all the families of the earth. So that's why the Lord, out of all the nations, he took us down, man. He did a number to our people, man. All right. He caused us to be put into captivity under all these different nations, all these different kingdoms. All right. Why is that? Because he only knew us as his, man. All right, out of all the families of the earth, man. So that's why the Lord said, therefore, he will punish you for your iniquity, man. All right. Same thing with the father and the son, man. If you're a father and you have a son, all right, you're gonna deal with them in that manner, man. All right. But if somebody else, somebody else's son or somebody else's offspring, all right, you're not gonna deal with them, man. You're only gonna deal with what's belong to you, man, which is your family. All right. So that's how the Lord feels about the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel is looked at as his sons, man. All right. His family. Okay.
This is Joel 2 and 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
That's right. So I said the Lord's gonna make known, all right, that he's in the midst of Israel, man. All right. He didn't say he's gonna be in the midst of Esau, man, or Moab. all right, or Ammon, right, or Ishmael, okay? But only is going to be in the midst of Israel, okay? Because once again, it's only meant for Israel, man. All right, and that's the reason why the people get bent out of shape when we say that. But here it is, the Lord from the Old Testament, like we read when we first opened up, man. In Matthew's 13th chapter, it said basically we bringing forth things old and new. All right, because they go with each other. Even go to the Old Testament and New Testament, they line up with each other, man. All right, that's really why people got a big deal about the scriptures, because they think it's contradicts itself, but it doesn't, man. The only reason why they say it contradicts itself because they don't understand, man. All right, but you about to add anything?
And it's Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's right. So the Lord said that we're a special people unto him, man. All right, above all people upon the face of the earth. Okay, and there's a reason why. Keep reading on.
Verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor chose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out of the mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Right, because that's the reason right there, man. Because the Lord kept that oath that he had to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob, man. All right, and he kept that oath, man. All right, that's why you see the men of the Lord, there were other nation of Israel that's out teaching you about this, man. The ones that are out prophesying now, because the Lord remembered you, man. All right, the Lord remember his people, man. Okay, now yeah, go ahead and
Yeah, I got it.
okay.
Yeah, this is Jerry. I mean, it's like this Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 16. It says, behold, I have graven thee upon the palm of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me.
That's right, man. So he graven the nation of Israel in his hand, man. All right. So that lets you know the seriousness of the Lord, man. All right. So when you grave something in the hand, you basically don't ever forget it, man. All right. Like say for instance, you taking a test, right? You walk up in there, you write in your hand, you in there taking the test. That's how the Lord feels about Israel, man. So he won't forget. All right. So again, like the I just read, man, said the Lord gave Israel in the palm of his hand, man. All right. So we're actually that's really saying that we're in his hands, man. All right. So the Lord is not gonna let us be overtaken and be destroyed, man. All right. If anybody not holding anything, we'll jump into Matthew.
I got something for you.
You got something?
Just to let me back on Old Testament and New Testament that he only to Israel. This is Mark 12 and 29. And Yahweh shall answer him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power is one Lord.
And there it is. It's like I just read, man. Said the law says commandments, his word is here. All right. Within, and what that mean by that, what I just read says here within the nation of Israel. All right. So that's why even when you go into the time who was coming out of the Egyptian captivity, all right, the only ones that were there that were receiving those laws, statutes, and commandments were the Israelites, man. All right. Those were the ones that were there during the time when Moses received those commandments, man. All right. And because it was meant for them. All right. You didn't have any other nation that was present there, all right, to receive that, man. All right. It was only meant for the nation of Israel. Okay. But is that
Yes. Yeah, it's a little bit more. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
That's right. Yeah. And again, that's for the nation of Israel, man. All right. And only Israel can do that, man. All right. No other nation is able to put forth the same effort, so to speak, onto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. All right. That's why when you go into the New Testament about accounts, I'll give you one example, and Lord will we'll go into it about the woman in the book of Mark, I believe the 7th chapter, about the sorrow Phoenician woman. All right, the one that had great faith. All right, and they healed her daughter. That's actually Israelite, man.
That's right.
All right, because again, pursuant to what I just read, that's the reason why he healed her daughter, man, because she was an Israelite. She put forth the same that level of faith that no other nation could put out, man. And the Lord pointed out, said, hey, yeah, he healed her daughter, man, because she was an Israelite. All right. Yeah, let's add something else. But yeah, we jump back to Matthew.
All right, Con. Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 13 and verse 53. And it came to pass that when Yahushua had finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was coming to his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished and said, whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works?
What we read from
Verse 54.
13,
Matthew, you want to go back up?
yeah, verse 52.
All right. Yeah, this Matthew 13 and 52. Then said he unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven, it is unto a man that is an householder to bring forth out of his treasure things new and old.
That's right. So reiterating, that lets you know that the Old Testament and the New Testament coincide with each other. Man. All right. So again, that's going to the prophecies. It's going to the law, statutes, commandments. All right. So they both go hand in hand, man. This book is in harmony, man. All right.
So Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not to come destroy, but to fulfill.
Yeah, that's right. So the Lord didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets, but to fulfill, man. All right. So the Lord came to fulfill these things was written about in the Old Testament, man. All right. So the Lord didn't come in that time to destroy it, man. He didn't come to destroy the Old Testament, man. All right, and the things that are written in it, man. All right. So the Old Testament is still going to be there, man. All right. Because why? Because there's certain prophecies that even in the Old Testament that haven't even came to pass yet. Man. All right. And that's concerning what? Babylon. All right. And the judgment of the other nations. All right. All that's got to come to pass, man. Even going to slavery, man. All right. Having our enemies put under our servitude, under slavery, man. And that includes Esau, man. All right. So that needs to come to pass. It was written about in the Old Testament, man. So that haven't even came to pass yet, man. All right. So again, like I just read in that scripture said, the Lord didn't come back to destroy the law or the prophets, but to fulfill, man. All right.
Matthew 5 and 18. But verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled.
That's right. So one jot or one tittle. All right. That's talking about one. If you go into jot tittle, that's talking about a letter in we call it. I believe it's called exclamation point, something to that nature, or like say for instance a period, right? So now one letter or one period is going to pass from the law to all things be fulfilled, man. All right. So the Lord reiterated said, look, all these things have got to be fulfilled. So until then, it's still going to be here, man. Going all the way up into the time when the kingdom was ushered in, man. All right.
Yeah, this is Second Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 22. Keep the old and young within thy walls.
Oh, it said keep the old and young within thy walls, man. All right. So the old and the young is talking about the Old Testament and the New Testament, man. All right. The things that are written of old and things that were newly written during that time, man. All right. So it said keep the old and the young within thy walls, man. All right. What that's talking about? It's talking about within your mind, man. All right. Ultimately, because within these scriptures are embedded within your mind when you go. It's the one that's causing that to be put in your mind for you to cause you to remember, man. All right.
Yeah, that was fine, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Nehemiah 1 and 8. And the reason why, and actually, Nehemiah 1 and 8 is going to reiterate about the word of Moses, man. All right. When Moses basically gave forth this law by the Spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. And what came with that law, like we just read earlier, Deuteronomy 28, all right, you have blessings, all right, that came with serving the Lord by way of following the law, which that was the first covenant that we went into during that time we came out of Egypt, all right? And through that, if we were to follow it, it's going to come forth blessings, man. But if we were to leave it, the transgression is going to come forth curses, all right? Judgment, man, all right? Basically, punishment, okay? That up.
Yeah, I got Yeah, this Nehemiah 1 and 8, it said, remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commanded to thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations.
Right, so if you transgress, he will scatter you abroad among the nations, man. And that's exactly what he did, man. All right? And actually, read that grab the root, I believe, the fourth chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, grab the book of Ruth where it says, oh, yeah. Yep. So we'll get that. Also, jump to another scripture. I believe got like a mentioned the fourth chapter where it says, send slaves before the turn. But again, you know, that we're serving captivity to the very day. The Lord is still punishing our people. All right. And guess what? It's going to intensify when that time comes. And the time that we come into right now is the time of martial law, which is known as Jacob's trouble. Okay. And if we, the Lord is specifically warning you about that time, man. All right. Because that siege is going to happen all over again. It's the same way that the Romans came down hard on Israel. It's going to happen again, man. All right. The sword is going to come down on our people. All right. Especially, really, they're going to come for the prophets, man. All right. Because the prophets are the main targets of the higher ups of Esau, man. All right. So that's why they specifically made or specifically concocted, all right, certain pieces of legislation for the time that we come into right now, man. To snatch up the prophets and put them down. All right. Why? Because they're trying to upset the prophets, man. All right. That's the reason why they're trying to do it. Okay. But the Lord got them in trick back because he's going to deliver his prophets out of harm, man. All right. Yep.
Group 4 verse 6, it says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Mosaic to route, you were delivered unto your enemies.
Right. So the Lord is sending us in captivity for our destruction, man. All right. But because we moved them on side of wrath, man. All right. So it's not in the Lord's mind to destroy his people Israel, man. Like I just read earlier, said the Lord made wrote Israel in the palm of his hand, man. All right. So always remember. So he didn't send us to these different nations to be destroyed, man. All right. But because we moved them on side of wrath, that's the reason why we went into captivity, man. And we're still in captivity. Right. Good morning, up.
And continuing on, it says, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High.
Yeah, there it is. All right. So during the time when Israel was high and lofty, all right, and that's what happened, man. It also goes to, I believe, Deuteronomy, 32nd chapter about Israel waxing fat and kicking. All right. In other words, they waxed fat. You know, they got them to a high position. They forgot about Yahweh, man. And that's what happened. They got high-minded. All right. They started sacrificing the idols, man. They started sacrificing the other gods. That's why they fell away. That's why the Lord allowed the Babylonians to come in and the Syrians to come in to take us into captivity, man. And then started the process of us going to those different captivities and being put on slavery. All right. So,
Yeah, because you said, Lord, he uses other nations to put hell on us. They don't got no power. It's another power of the Lord. So this is Psalm chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
right. So the Lord allowed Esau, all right. The Lord allowed Esau, all right, to come down hard, man. Because
Yeah, this is Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Right. Wicked that the Bible speaks of Esau. All right. Pursuant to Malachi, the first chapter, it tells you wicked on that. All right. And wicked again is Esau with Edom. All right. So the Lord's sword is the nation of Edom, which he used to come for Israel, man. All right. That's how the Lord punished Israel. Really, Esau was used as the Lord's whipping stick, man. All right. To get at Israel, man. All right. And that's what you're seeing right now. Okay.
In Revelation 12 and verse 12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
Right. So the devils are going to come down hard on us because they know they got but a short time, man. All right. So that's why, again, like I reiterated earlier, is that these devils, these higher ups in Edom, they have different pieces of legislation, like Rex 84, King Alfred plan. All right. Back then, during I believe it was a little bit a while ago, they had a project Paperclip. All right. They had all these different projects and plans to put these people under subjection, put them back in the become slavery. All right. And to by chance, in the midst of all that going on, in the midst of the promotion, to snatch up some of the property and some of the men of the elect. All right. To offset the prophecy. All right. So again, like I just read in Revelation 12 and 12, all right, so the devil is coming down with great wrath because he know we have a short time, man. All right. in that short time, it's starting to expire, man. Because the Lord said that the power structure of Edom was only going to be set up for a little season. All right, and that little season is almost up, man. It hasn't even been that long since Edom's been in rulership, man. All right, all the way from the time of when America was established in 1776 until now, man. All right, that was what 200 and some years ago, man. Yeah, that's right. The shadow, yeah, and the thing about a shadow is just it's quick. All right, it comes, it passes for a moment, and then it goes away, man. Right?
This is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him.
Right, man. So it said when the enemy comes in like a flood, all right, with those troops, all right, the Lord's going to lift up a standard, man. All right, and that standard is being established by way of the truth coming out, man. All right, why is that? Because during the time of when Esau's about to come down hard on us, right, that's when his word is going to be our defense, man. That's when Yahweh Bashim Shah is going to lift up that standard against Esau and his military, man. All right, and that's just since you read that, somebody read Isaiah 33:6. You got
That's because Psalms 18 and verse 17, he delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah was my stay.
Right, so the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah is our stay, man. All right. Actually, that's going into since you read that, also grab Psalms 20, I think 24. So you can start from the top.
Esau Edom he was blessed with the sword, man.
Right.
Yep.
You know, he was blessed with the sword, man. So how can you come up against the guy who was blessed? Come up against him and he was blessed with?
That's right, man. Yep. And so you try to come up with somebody who's blessed as a sword, you know, they perfected that, man. All right. That's why hey, look at the way the military is set up, man. Look at the weaponry that they have. All right. He even elevated himself to on a nuclear level, man. All right. So that's why the Lord allowed them to perfect that sword to destroy themselves, man. Because that's going to be their judgment, man. All right. The sword itself is going to be their judgment. Those thermonuclear ICBM missiles are going to be their own destruction. All right.
That's why I say, take a device that you have imagined.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Lord, hey, like I just said, man, the Lord is going to allow these devils to be taken in the devices that they have imagined, man. All right. So in other words, these devices, these different military weaponry that they have, hey, they're going to basically use it to destroy themselves, man. All right. And that's going to be during the time of what the world knows as World War III. All right. And that's been moving about and that's been hovering over America, man. You've been hearing talks about World War III, man. You've been hearing talks about a next coming World War. All right. That's prophesied within the scriptures, man. All right.
It's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments robed in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right. So this war is going to be fought by burning and fuel of fire. And like we always say, man, what in the world fuel is doing in the scriptures, man? All right. So this next war is going to be fought. It's going to be by fuel of fire, man. All right. Because back in the ancient world, you had sword, you had bow and arrow. All right. But this modern day bow and arrow is talking about the pistol, man. Right? Because how can an arrow be shot from one end of the earth to the other, man? All right. You have to be a powerful force, man. So the modern day bow and arrow is talking about the pistol. Okay. It's all throughout the scripture, man. Right?
Revelations 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Yep, the second woe is past, and that's the scripture, man. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly, man. All right, so that third woe is talking about the third world war, man. All right, because if you go into Revelation, I believe it's the 9th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, it speaks about 3 woes, man. The angel that cried out with a mighty voice, woe, woe, woe. All right, so those 3 woes talking about those world wars, man. All right, so the second woe is already past, the second world war, all right, is already past, and the third one's coming quickly, man. All right, and that third world war is going to be the end of America, man. All right, that's going to be the end of Esau's power struggle. Okay, because not only America is going to get touched by those missiles, but you're going to have parts of Europe is going to get touched by it. You're going to even the land of Israel, man. But you got those so-called Jews that call themselves Jews, but they're not. And somebody grab that Revelation 2 and 9, because they call themselves a so-called Jews. All right, but they're not, man. All right, because the things that they perform up in the land of Israel is completely contrary to what we're supposed to be following, man. All right, because they follow something called the Talmud. They don't follow the Torah. All right, they don't follow the Tanakh, the Old Testament. All right, they follow the Talmud, man, which is the opposite or the left-hand side of the Torah, man. All right,
Yeah. This is Malachi 4:1. Behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
right, man. So, behold, the day coming that shall burn like an oven, man. All right, and also as well, man, that day is fast approaching, man. All right, because right now it's gonna flare up to the point where it's gonna burn as an oven. All right, because the Lord is allowing that fire to be kindled, man. All right. And also in the scripture, somebody can find that in Matthew, I believe it's in I'm trying to remember where it is. He just in the banner. Real quick. Yeah, because the Lord is fanning that fire, man.
That destroying
All right.
wind.
Hey, like I read, wind, man. All right. Because if you turn on the oven, right, it's not going to be hot right then and there, man. It might get to 100 degrees, 200, 300, to the point that where you reach that 1,000-degree weather. And by the point it gets to that, that's when the Lord's going to allow them to use those vessels to destroy themselves.
That's right.
All right.
So Jeremiah 51, verse 1, it says, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will rise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
Right. A perfect example, like we always bring out throughout the years, is Terminator 2. The dream was, Sarah Connor had the dream, that destroying wind came to sweep the whole city, man. Right? And swept her in it as well. All right, everything burned up and turned to dust. All right, so that's what's going to happen to America. All these skyscrapers and buildings that you see is going to be reduced to dust. All right, a desert wasteland. All right.
Yeah, this Isaiah chapter 14, verse 22 and 23. It says, for I will rise up against them, says the Lord of hosts, cut off Babylon with name and remnant and son and nephew, says the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction.
Right. The Lord said he's going to sweep it with the besom of destruction, man. All right. And that besom, all right, that besom is talking about a broom. All right. So the Lord's going to use that besom, that broom, to sweep America, man. All right. You know, when you have a dirty floor, you got dust, you're going to you're sweeping the floor of that dust, man. All right. So the Lord's going to come through with that besom and sweep this land of America, man. Wipe it clean, man.
Pools of water. That's that lake of fire, man.
That's right.
Man, that lake of fire, man. Definitely lake of fire. This is America, man.
Sorry that the verse started at the beginning. Oh, that somebody grab Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Right. So he can fill the face of the world with cities. All right. So the Lord said prepare slaughter for his children. Like the ox spread, that's going to the nephew, the son. All right. Basically, the son and the nephew prepare the seed line. All right. So the Lord's going to cut off that seed line from continuing. All right. So that's why the Lord, in that time when he destroys everything, he's going to cut off the seed line of these higher ups of Esau, man, and Edom in general, man. All right. That's when Edom's going to have a cutoff to where they're not going to have anything else left. That's why the Lord said in that scripture is that it's going to also, so they will not be able to fill the face of the world with cities. Right.
And it's Job 18 in verse 19. It says, he shall neither, I'm starting at verse 18. It says, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son or nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling.
Seed line's gonna be cut off, man. All right. And that lets you, and that's the scripture that goes right into Obadiah, man.
Yep.
All right. So concerning the house of Edom, you know what? Let's get this. Obadiah. Yep.
Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and they shall, and that's like it says, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken.
Right. So not out of the house of Esau. Right? house of Esau is going to be completely done away with. All right, and that's following after they serve their time as slaves. All right, but the Lord's not going to give them a quick death. All right, because they have to basically pay for everything that they did. All right, they have to pay for their youth, like it says in Jeremiah, man. All right.
Say something too. The word Esau, that's a number hungry, man. Wasting away his heat.
Yeah.
One day he's gonna be wasting away. Tell that to it.
Right.
That was an Edomite, man. A red got everything. Ruled the earth.
That's right.
Somebody grab scripture and say he's up to chase a wheel. Yep.
I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
The 2 Peter 3:10, and the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right. So Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, man. All right. You have a thief that comes in the middle of the night, man. You don't expect it, man. All right. That's really at the time when you're asleep. Okay. So right now, the people out here, man, they're in a deep sleep right now. We're doing Isaiah the 29th chapter. All right. Because that's a prophecy that actually is being fulfilled right now, man. That the Lord is gonna cause the spirit of deep sleep to fall upon these people. All right. So deep sleep is falling upon the people right now, man. And the Lord's about to come through and tonight and destroy everything, man. All right, and destroy all the elements with that fervent heat, like the
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
right. The works therein are going to be burned up, man. All right, so all the works, everything that Esau has built up to the point right now is destroyed, man.
Right.
All right. Just like I give you an example. It's like an analogy of a sandcastle. So you spend all that time building a sandcastle. It took you hours and hours of putting that together. All right, and for somebody to come through and kick it, it only take 1 second for that sandcastle to get destroyed, man. So guess what? When the Lord comes through and destroy this place, America is going to take what, 1 hour? Yep.
Yeah, this is Revelations 18:10. Standing afar off for the fear of atonement, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
That's right. So in 1 hour is thy judgment come, man. All right. So within 1 hour, the whole compass of America is going to be destroyed, man. All right. From the eastern part of America to the western part of America. That's why if you were going to Revelation, right, it speaks about that fire, basically John the Revelator, when he was seeing visions, all right, he was saying that it would look like it was fire mixed with glass, but he was looking down at America being destroyed, all right, and he compared America the way it was being destroyed as a lake of fire, man, all right, because the whole compass of America was in flames.
Revelation 15.
Yeah, the Revelation 15:2. And I saw it as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that have gotten victory over the beast, over his image, over his mark, over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of the Most High.
That's right. So the ones that came out of the land of America and were delivered, they looked down upon America being destroyed, man. All right. So when being delivered, they're gonna look down at the destruction of America, man. All right. That's yep. Go ahead. Go ahead and grab it. Yep. You know what? Hey,
Top.
Yep. Because that's how it's gonna be. That's why the elected say they were afraid and gave glory to the Most High, man. All right. The reason why they were afraid because they're looking at the destruction. They were looking at the fire. Like, oh, you know, everything's being destroyed. Man, we can't. You know, they're gonna give. Hey, you're gonna give all glory to y'all about y'all shot, man. All y'all about y'all shot.
Yeah, this is Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
That's right. And the secret place of the Most High is His truth, man. All right. So right now, if you reside under this truth and you believe, all right, you attain unto the ways and the words He told you to do, you abide under the shadow of the Almighty, man. All right, you got up.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust.
Right. So Lord Yahweh Shah is our defense, man. All right. So that's why in this time right now, man, yeah, it's no time to be fearing right now, man. These are exciting times, man. All right. Because the reason why these are exciting times because the things that you're reading about in the scriptures are actually coming to light, man. All right. That's why this book is living, man. When you read these words of these scriptures and you actually look at what's going on around you here in America and other parts of the world, you actually reading about it in the book, man. All right. Not to mention the curses, right? When you read about us being led into captivity. Hey, if you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, from 15 all the way on down to 6 to 8, it's like watching a slavery movie.
Right.
It's like watching our people going in the transatlantic slave trade, man. So these words are living, man.
Right.
All right.
It says, it's like in Psalms 91 in verse 3, it says, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence.
Right. So he's going to deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, man. All right. A fowler is somebody that catches birds. All right. So he says he's going to deliver us from the snare of the fowler. All right. And from the noisome pestilence. The noisome pestilence is talking about when those missiles hit ground zero, man. Yeah. All right. So the fire is going to be a comes in America from those missiles. He's going to deliver us from that, man. All right.
And it's Job 5 and 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, and the 7 shall no evil touch thee.
Yeah, this is on that.
Job 5 and 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in the 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Yep, there it is, man. The power of the sword, man. All right. So again, hey, and that's Esau, man. So he's going to deliver you from the power of the sword, which is Esau, man. All right. So he's going to deliver you out of the grips of Edom. All right, out of the grips of the sword, and ultimately out of the buckets of the fire, man. All right, out of that thermonuclear fire. All right.
Precept. This 1 Peter 4 and 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Lord. So like at the house of Yahweh. And if first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and sinner appear?
That's right. So it's the righteous scarcely saved. All right. Where are the ungodly going to appear? All right. Basically, ungodly is going to be here. Belton, man. All right. Soon, hey, you know, since Zechariah, 14. You got up.
Yeah, this Judges chapter 5 and 11. Yep. They that are delivered from the noise of archers.
Right. Them that are delivered from the noise of archers, man. All right. The noise of archers is talking about those missiles, man. All right. Now, when you shoot an arrow, it doesn't make noise, man. All right. So why would it say the noise of archers? Right. It's talking about those missiles, man. So them that are delivered from the missiles, right? Go ahead up.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water.
Talking about here in America, this is the place of drawing waters. Drawing waters is a slave task, man, or a servitude task. All right. So drawing waters being delivered out of this land of captivity. All right. Go ahead.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
Right. So the righteous acts is doing what we're doing right now, man. All right. This among everything else is written about it. All right. You got up.
Says, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel, then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Right, and these are the gates, man. All right. So now you got the Lord's causing them to rehearse the righteous acts, and now he's drawing his elect, the remnant of the nation of Israel, to come to the gates, man. All right. Which the gates is here with this truth, man. All right. Starts with the men as our prophesying. All right. That's on that. Yeah, Zechariah 12.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Right. So the ones that fought against Jerusalem, the people in the sun, all right, they're going to be left here like I just read. So where are the ungodly and the sinners going to appear? So they're going to be here and they're going to be left behind. All right. And guess what? Their eyes going to consume away in their holes through that fire. Tongue going to consume away in their mouth by way of that fire. Man. All right, that's why the read early in Malachi, the 4th chapter, man. It said that day is gonna burn as an oven. All right, when you place something in the oven, man, you're gonna see something melt. All right, just like when you throw, hey, like we went to the other day, put mac and cheese in the oven. You see that cheese melt. Hey, that's exactly what's gonna be, or that's exactly what's gonna happen to these people out here, man. All right, and that's a horrible judgment, man.
I appreciate it. This is Ezekiel 22 and 20. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin in the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so shall I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof.
That's
bad
that's
preaching.
that's the Lord. Hey man, he's gonna leave these people behind to melt. All right, and melt them in his sore anger, man. All right. So and then once again, man, that is the ultimate judgment, man. Really, that plague that's spoken about in Zechariah, that's the last plague to hit America, man. So in the last plague is going to encompass the whole scope of America. All right, and the ones again, like I read, the ones that fought against Jerusalem, man. All right.
Yeah, this Psalm 58:7. Let them melt away as waters, which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrow.
Oh, so I said, hey, how you gonna melt somebody with a bow and arrow, man?
Right.
Hey, again, that's a missile, man. All right. So read that again.
And it said, let them melt away as waters, which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrow, let them be cut as in pieces.
There it is, man. All right. So when he allow, all right, that arrow to be bent, all right, to be shot into this part of the world, all right, they're gonna melt this water, man. All right. So again, man, that goes into the process of these people being destroyed, man. All right, and that's the judgment of Babylon, man. That's the judgment of the wicked. All right, the Lord says He's going to show you the reward of the wicked, and that time is coming pretty soon, man. That time is actually around the corner, man. As time goes on, all right.
This on Isaiah 13:9. It says, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it."
That's right. So he said he's going to destroy the sinners out of it, man. All right. Actually, I believe it's in Second Ezra. Yep. Hey, actually, yeah, we're going to grab it.
It's Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. The strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
That's right. So it also says in another scripture where it says that they're not going to break their ranks, man. All right. They're not gonna run to each other. They're not gonna detonate on accident. All right. So when those missiles are being shot from one end of the earth to the other, all right, they're gonna hit their mark, man. All right. That's why the Lord is, like I mentioned earlier, that's why the Lord is allowing Esau to perfect their sword, man. All right. He's allowing them to perfect the thermonuclear capabilities, man, so that they won't be able to go off, man. And the spirit gonna be within those missiles, man. All right. He's gonna, and the Lord Himself is gonna guide those missiles to hit their mark, man. All right.
This jump over. This Second Ezra chapter 16:3. A sword is set upon you, who may turn it back.
Right. Yeah.
Verse 4. A fire is set among you, who may quench it.
Right, man. So a sword is set upon you, who may turn it back, man. All right. So no matter how much efforts or how much these people they try to put it off, the Lord is going to cause that sword to come anyway, man. All right. Like it says in another scripture, man, it says, so what is something I believe, man? All right. So if you don't believe the destruction coming, man, hey, so what if you don't believe, man? All right. That's still not going to cause those missiles not to come over and hit you square in your forehead, man. All right. And the Lord will do that, man. All right. He actually has certain ways to destroy the ones that fought against him, man. The ones that rebelled against him, man. All right.
Yeah, it's Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. There's more on that.
Yeah, that's it, man. All right, he said that look, the ones that are going to escape by their works and by faith, man. All right, he's going to preserve them from the said perils. Okay, so again, hey, that's ties right into this work, man. All right, because doing this work, man, it's going to lead you into salvation, man. All right, but you gotta labor, man. If you have faith, it's going to push you to do something about it, man. All right, so when you have faith, basically, like it says in James, right? It said them that he's going to show you his faith by the works, man. All right. So this is how we're showing our faith by doing this work, man. All right. So by doing this, all right, the Lord is going to save them that believe, man. All right. like it says, and I believe it's somewhere in First Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken, where it says, it was by the foolishness of preaching to save us that believe. All right. So that's the way the Lord got it set up, man. All right. Yeah.
James, like this James 2, the verse 17, it says, even so faith, if it had not works, it is dead being alone. Yeah, a man may say that has faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works. I will show thee my faith by my works.
Yeah, because if you just show faith without your works, basically you're giving lip service to the Most High, man. All right. But if you show your faith by your words, you actually doing something about it, man. All right. And the Lord's supposed to speak about that too, man. About the ones that they hear His words but do them not. All right. But you have to basically by doing this work, man, you saving them that believe, man. All right. So again, like it says in the book of James, man, it says, look, we're going to show you our faith by our works, man. All right. And like I just read earlier, by these works, all right, and by faith, we're going to be delivered, man. Be delivered from the noise of pestilence, from the noise of archers, man. All right.
The second one that was sanctified from the beginning of the program.
Yeah,
that's right.
They give a faith within us.
Yep.
So,
yeah, that's right. Because like it says in the scripture, man, it said faith is a gift, like you just quoted, man. All right. Because the thing is that it is embedded within us from the beginning, man. All right. So it's going to be made manifest in that time to come, man. All right. So the more and more the time passes, and the more and more this word comes out and is put forth in the vibrations of the earth, you're going to see more and more of the believers, the members of the elect, and the 1/3 listening into this word, man. All right. That's why we're pushing out the vibration. Look, you have to be ready to be able to teach a whole multitude, man. All right, because they're gonna come in, man. All right, why? Because we're living in a time of Acts right now, man. All right, so you're gonna have more and more believers come and listen in, man, and tune in. All right,
a little bit more.
Okay, you got it.
The second Ezra 9 and 11, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain.
Right, man. So they loathe his ways, man. All right, and yet they had liberty, man. All right, they had liberty to get themselves together, man, to get their minds right and back into the vibration of Yahweh Shemel Shai. But guess what? They despised it, man. All right, and afterwards, guess what? They got to know it after death by pain, man. All right, so first they got to go through death by pain in order to be even to come back into the good graces of the Lord, man. All right, that's gonna be the only way, man. Because why? Because they lived in pleasure on the earth, man. All right. So of course they got to go through the fire, man. All right. Because the scriptures speak about that, man, about how the Lord is going to come back and baptize us with the Holy Spirit and by fire, man. All right. So you got to go through the spiritual fire, man. All right. So you can be delivered from the physical fire. If you don't go through the spiritual fire, you're going to feel that physical fire, man. All right. That's how the Lord balances it out, man. So the Lord is going to make sure that the nation of Israel as a whole go through the fire, man. All right. You're either going to go through it spiritually, you're going to go through it physically, man. All right. Is it on that up?
Yeah, that's it on that.
More songs. Yeah, songs on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more on that.
Yeah, this song, back to Psalm 901 and verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings thou shalt trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Right, man. So under his wings and his feathers, we shall trust, man. All right? Because when you go into the wings and the feathers, it's really going to the chariots, man. All right? So under those chariots is your only way out of here, man. All right? It's not going to be by way of taking airlines out of America over to some other part of the world, man. All right? The Lord's going to be the one to deliver you out of America and to bring you back to your homeland, man. All right? Which our homeland is Israel, man. All right?
Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his trust.
That's right, man. So it said wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your times, man. All right? And also the strength of salvation. All right? So by this wisdom and knowledge, this is the strength of your salvation, man. All right? So the more and more you incline your ear to it, the more and more you have a chance of being delivered, man. All right? That's the only way out. All right?
Yeah. Going back to the feathers. Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter down to thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Right, man. And those chambers of the chariots, man. All right, and close the doors behind you. And that's no different than during the time of Noah. All right, because during the time of Noah, when the ark was being built, all right, once it was finished, all right, him and his family, they were delivered, man. And also, if you go into this, I believe it's in the book of I'm trying to remember what chapter in Genesis, but yeah, grab it. Yep, that's it. Yeah, so during that time, while I get, that's when the Lord caused the doors to be shut, man. All right, and the Lord, when the time comes, when we're delivered, He's going to shut the doors, man. Actually, it's going to start when martial law comes upon the streets of America. You want to know why? Because that's when the prophets are not going to be out in the hours of hours anymore. All right, and the gates and the doors are going to be shut during that time, man. All right, you know what? Somebody grab Amos 8 and 11.
I got this Amos 8, chapter 11.
All right.
It says Amos 8 and 11. Hey.
Yeah,
Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it.
Right, so they're going to be searching everywhere trying to find this word, man. All right, but guess what? The door is going to be shut. All right, the door to the ark, which is Yahweh Shai, is going to be shut, man. All right, because again, like I read, so they had liberty to get their minds right, man. They had the liberty to come back into His ways, man, but they despised it. So when that door shut, that's it, man. All right.
Okay, good.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the Genesis chapter 7 and verse 13. In the same day, Lord entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, and the sons of Noah and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, the ark, they and every beast after kind, and all the cattle of their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl of his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in, male and female, all flesh, as the Most High commanded him, and the Lord Yahweh shut him in.
Right, so the Lord shut the door, man. All right, so the door to come in and close. Right, so the same Lord, all right, that we speak about, Yahweh Shai, is going to close the door to the ark again, man. All right, He's going to close off the access to Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so when that time comes and they try to seek the word, they try to seek Yahweh Shai, they're not going to be able to find it, man. All right, hey, that goes right into Proverbs 120. I'm going to get it real quick. Get your piece up right there.
This is Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment, seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai anger.
Yeah, that's right. So it may be that you be here from his anger, man. All right. So that's why, like I just read, man, it says, seek ye the Lord while he's near, man. All right. Seek him. That's why people say to seek him early, man. All right. And that word early means diligently. All right. So that's why this time right now is to seek him diligently. All right. So that you may be here from the dangers, man. All right. So that's the time that you have. That's the mode, the mode that you have to be in, man. That's the vibration and the attitude that you got to have towards the truth, man. All right. To seek it and get it now while you can, man. Because that table's being put up, man. All right. The food been laid out. Everybody got a plate. Everybody got their food. You know, they've been fed. All right. And when that feeding is over, they're gonna bring out all the plates, get the tablecloth together, put the table up, and get up out of here, man. All right.
Yeah, this Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now thy creator, the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, but thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Right. So when thou shalt say you have no pleasure, man, what is that talking about? Having no pleasure in America, man. All right. Everything that has a tie in with America, it is falling, man. right? So that in that day, we're in that day right now, man. All right, you having the men that stand up saying, look, we don't have pleasure in the way America, in the ways of America, all right, and everything that's set up here, man. All right, and that's what you're seeing right now. So the men, all right, and most of the men that you see coming in are of youth, man. All right, young men, man. All right. So the Lord is causing the ones that are in their youth to come back and to follow his laws, his commandments, and his ways, man. All right. Yeah, still holding me up.
Dealing with that door being shut again.
Yeah, we get that.
Yeah, this is Matthew 25:10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready within with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
So they went into the marriage and the door was shut, man. All right. So when those virgins, those 5 wise virgins went into the marriage, the door was shut behind them, man. So the door that's about to be shut right now, man. All right. And guess what's going to happen? The door's going to be shown on the internet as well, man. All right. So when the Lord, because guess what? They're going to come down hard, not only on the streets where we're speaking, all right, in the different camps, but also on the airways, man. All right. They're going to cause the videos to be shut down. You're going to be looking for the apostles and elders, great millstone. You're going to be typing up great millstone. All you're going to see is a millstone being churned. That's all you're going to see when you try to Google it. You're going to see somebody churning a millstone. You know, you probably see pictures of a millstone, and that's it, man. All right. And you're going to remember what we said, man. All right.
That's right. The point says, and they were ready, man. Go to 1 Corinthians 14. It says they will make themselves prepared for the battle, man. We know this one day which is coming, and this place is gonna go all, man. All hell's gonna break loose here in America, man. That's what's gonna be the start of the coming of our Lord, man. You know, when that mark of beast being implemented, you know, that was about to do, man. Bring the chip, man. You know,
right. Yep, that's our temptation, man. All right. So our temptation, that's really going to show you who's who, man. All right? And that's the reason why it's deemed as the hour of temptation, because that's going to be the only way to even function in society, man. All right? So you have to really fall back on faith on your how about Shemel to take you through that, man. All right? But you hold some up.
It's Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai, while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near.
Yeah, so seek him while he may be found and call upon him while he's near, man. He's there right now, man. All right, you listen in on the message of Yahweh Bashem Shai right at this very moment, man. All right, so he's near, man. So while you're there and you listen, you believe, you gotta get it, man. All right, before he sees this word is taken away, man. All right, then you're gonna be wondering where you're gonna be able to find it, man. You're gonna be wondering what's going on, because people, you know, they fan off this word, all right, as something that's crazy, man. But when it actually happens and they start looking for answers, they're not gonna be able to find it, man. All right, and that's the thing about it, man. It's nothing worse than not knowing what's going on, man. All right, so if you don't know what's going on, then guess what? That leaves room for you to bug out. All right, because you're gonna be going crazy trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on. Why are these troops marching up and down the streets? Why are they taking away our kids? You know, our families, man. You know, why everybody getting taken out of their houses and thrown into the FEMA truck, man, being called off the concentration camps. They're not gonna be able to find those answers, man. And guess what? They're gonna bug out and they're gonna lose their stability in the mind, man. All right. You got
that brought it out earlier. This Isaiah 33:6. In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of thy salvation. It's like it says, in the strength of thy salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Right. And the fear of the Lord is our treasure, man. That's the fear of the Lord right there, man. All right. The fear of the Lord is his sword, man. Esau. All right. When those troops come marching up and down your streets, man. All right. And everything that your so-called freedoms are taken away from you, man. All right. So that's the fear of the Lord, man. All right. And that's why we're out doing what we're doing, man. We move by fear. All right. Why? Because it says through the terror of the Lord we persuade men, man. All right.
Yeah, this 2 Corinthians 5:11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trust also are made manifest in your conscience.
Right, man. So again, it says through the terror of the Most High, we persuade men, man. All right. So we know the terror of the Lord, man. We know He's capable of doing. All right. So that's why we move by fear to do what we do, man. All right. Because there's a saying when we bring this out a lot, man. Is that it's better to fear someone than to love someone, man. All right, and then that's how we feel about Yahweh about Shemel Shah, man. So that's why through the terror of the Lord, we'll persuade men. All right, which really come off the sign the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to come back into their heritage, man, and to come back to their true power. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, grab yours first.
Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as he always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Right. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Every single one of us is standing up here is working out our own salvation, man. All right, one way or another, man. Because the Lord spoke about in the scriptures said you have to take up your cross, man. All right. Each and every single Israel brother got their own cross to bear. All right. And for case in point, and I believe I'm not sure if it's written in the scriptures or it was in that movie that they had showed at one point. I believe it's called. I think it's Passion. I think they showed it at one point. But you had Simon, right, that tried to pick up the cross and carry it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They tried to pick up the cross and carry it, and he couldn't. All right. But Yahushua was the only one that could carry that cross up to where he needed to go, man. All right. So again, that's indicative to how we got to carry our cross, man. Nobody else can pick up our own cross and carry it, man. All right. We had to go by our own walk and work out our own salvation, like the authors read, man. All right. With fear and trembling, man. Okay. Yeah, that's
going back on that, through the terms of the Lord, persuade man. Just an example, they persuade. See the prophet. So this verse 16:4, and Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, "Comest thou peaceably?"
Right, man. Because whenever you have a message of the Lord, most of the time it ain't good, man. I'll tell you that right now. Most of the time it's not good news. All right? Because whenever the Lord set up his prophets to come out on the hours and byways and spread his word or his message, all right? Basically, it's telling you that, look, the Lord's about to bring down judgment, man. All right? So that's why the elders trembled, man, when Samuel coming. He said, they asked him and said, "Comest thou peace?" All right? Does he come in peace? You know? Because the Lord sent him, man. The Lord sent him unto the city, man. All right? So again, hey, just depend on the Lord's message, man. All right? So that's why when they were trembling, because they, really they were dealing with Yahweh Shah, man. All right?
Yet Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
Right, give them warning from Yahweh Shah, man. All right? Because the Lord is about to bring down great wrath, man. All right? So that's why the Lord is saying to warn you from him, man. Okay? Warn you from Yahweh Shah, because guess what? The Most High is going to use Yahweh Shah to bring forth that judgment, man. All right? Because guess what? When he comes back with the chariots, all right, the chariots of the Lord, and guess what? That spells the end of the 2/3 of our people and the rest of the other nations, man. All right? Because the Lord is going to come back with fury poured out, man. All right? When you have going back to the analogy of the bucket, man, when you have something in a bucket, you pour it out, man. All right? And that's an abundance of water, man. All right? So the way that the Lord is going to pour out his fury is going to be indicative to a pouring out water, man. All right? And that's really, man, that's a great, should I say, I don't want to say crashing, but that's a great act, man. All right? Yeah. But you got any questions, bro? Or you just listening in?
I'm about to tell that week, man. Sometimes I might check.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, that's good. Wow, man, that's beautiful. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I get a lot of plug out.
Oh yeah, man, you already know. Yeah, man, because hey, when this word come out, man, the spirits are jumping on people, man. Be having all types of demons come out, try to do whatever, man. All right. But yeah, man, that's beautiful, man. Hey, word come out with Tuscaloosa, man. All right, to let you know this word's going out, man. Right.
Okay.
So again, man, hey, look, this through the fullness of preaching, man, to save them that believes. Hey, that's an example right here, man. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Proverbs. Unless you get that precept out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, grab Proverbs first chapter. Start 20, bro.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom cries out, she utter her voice in the streets. Verse 21, she cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openness of her gates, in the city she uttered her word, saying, verse 22, how long you simple ones will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Right, man. So wisdom and knowledge, all right, is being cried out into the streets, man. All right. Yeah, asking you, how long you simple ones you gonna love simplicity, man. All right. So this is where you'll find wisdom. Okay. This is where you find wisdom and knowledge out on the house of the Bible. Okay. It says how long you simple ones will you love simplicity, man. All right. And as far as the light this morning, and fools hate knowledge, man. All right. So that's why you have scorners, all right, scoffers that come up and come against his word, man. Hey, the Lord warned us about that, man. He said it shall come in the last days, scoffers, man. All right. Just get up.
Yeah, kind of 2 Peter 3. In 2 Peter 3, in verse 3, it says, knowing this first, there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust.
That's right. So you're gonna have scoffers walking after their own lust, man. All right. So it's through the lust of these scoffers that come up, all right, they come against his word, man. All right. And they're lust to speak their own mind, man. But like the scripture say, man, out of the man or out of the body comes no good, man. All right. And that's what Paul said, man. All right. And what dwelleth in the body dwelleth no good thing, man. All right. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, man. All right. So again, like the Augustine said, through the lust, all right, of these scoffers that come up against us and speak against what we're saying, man. All right. Yeah, go ahead and grab it real quick.
Yeah, this Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast begotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children.
That's right, man. And that's turning right into what we read in Proverbs, the first chapter, man. All right. Like it says, Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, it says, people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. All right. And why is that, man? Because they chose not to take this knowledge, man. All right. Again, that door is already open, man. All right. So and they chose not this knowledge in the fear of the Lord, man. All right. So it said the Lord says he's also going to forget their children, man. It really has gone to the wicked generation, man. All right. Because that wicked generation out of Israel has always came back and did the same thing over and over again, man. Going all the way back to the land when we're coming out of Egypt, going to the time of the Lord, and up until now, man.
Right.
All right. That's why the Lord said he was always grieved with that generation, man. Because they always err in their doings, man. All right, like it says in Hebrew. So the Lord is going to do away, all right, with that line, that generation, all right, and lead the generation that he wants out of the nation of Israel, which is the elect, man. All right.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, man. So what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, man. So the whole scope of Israel, or should I say the majority of Israel, have now found what they've been seeking for, man. And what is it they've been seeking for? They've been seeking for the truth, man. All right. And they try to find truth in what? Egyptology. They try to find truth in the church. All right. Try to find truth in the Buddhism and everything else other than these scriptures, man. All right. So again, like I said, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election of the nation of Israel have obtained it, man. All right. And the rest were blinded. Okay. So the Lord caused blindness to fall upon the majority of our people, man. All right. Only saying the elect for their eyes to be open, all right, so they can receive this word, man. All right. And actually, that falls right into Matthew, I believe, the 13th chapter, man. It says it was given unto you.
Matthew.
Real quick.
Yeah, this Matthew 13:10. The disciples came unto him and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Right, man. So it said it was given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given, man. All right. So the Lord reserved only a remnant and only a certain few to receive the mystery, man. All right. So that's why, once again, like I mentioned, I made a quick video about ones that go into the scriptures and say it contradicts itself when they don't have the understanding, man. All right. So if you go into the scriptures and the Lord didn't give you the understanding, all right, of the mystery, you're going to get lost, man. All right. It's like I got to bring this out again, man. The labyrinth, man. All right. Now, if you go into a labyrinth, all right, and you're not given the schematics or the blueprint of where to go, you're gonna get lost, man. All right. So if you don't have the schematics and the blueprint, and the elect have that, man, the elect know how to navigate the labyrinth to get to the end, man, to get to the goal. All right. But to the rest of the nation of Israel, they're gonna be stuck in that labyrinth until destruction comes, man. All right.
Because Amos 3:7, surely the Lord power will do nothing, or reveal his secrets until he serves the prophets.
Right, so the Lord is not going to do anything, man. The Lord's not going to come off his throne, all right, and come deal with you, all right. And, when you're asleep, he show up out of the roof, come down the roof and say, "My son, this is what this is in the scripture." He's not going to come down like that, man. All right. No, the Lord's going to send messengers and his prophets out to teach you, man. All right. Hey, and since you read that, I want you to hold that. We may come back to it. Grab Acts, I believe, what is it? Philip. Yep. So the Lord sends out messengers and teachers to teach you, man. All right. So again, man, that's why the Lord, he's not gonna come off his throne, man, just to tell you what's what, man. All right. He's gonna allow his servants to do that. Right. He's gonna allow his servants to come down and teach you about his ways, man. He's always did that, man. He always set up leaders in Israel to teach the people, man. The same way he did with Moses. He set up Moses to lead the people, man. All right. He set up the prophets to tell them what's about to happen, man. All right.
Yeah, there's Matthew 10:40. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man reward.
Right, man. So he that receiveth us receiveth the Most High, man. All right, receive Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, so you gotta go through the men that are set up, man. All right, that's the order. Okay, so you gotta go through the ones, the leaders, all right, of the nation of Israel. All right, you gotta go through that hierarchy. That's why you have something called chain of command. All right, so you gotta go through the chain of command. All right, to get to inevitably to get to the Most High, man. All right, and the only way to get to the Most High, first you gotta go to Yahweh Shai, man. Get to Yahushua, you got to go to the prophets, man. All right.
I got a quick precept. It's Hosea 12:10. I have spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Right, man. So Lord showed all these things and spoken of about the prophets, man. All right. Showed them similitudes and things of that nature and brought out the parables by the way of his prophets, man. All right. To teach you what's what, man. Teach you his word, okay, and to break it down. All right, so that's why in this time right now, you got the men of the Lord that are out again to break down the things that are written aforetime, man. All right, because the things that are written back then, they were written in parabolic talk, man. Because the prophets, the only thing they were doing was writing things down, man. The things that were writing down, they couldn't understand, right? Actually, yeah, let's just jump back to Matthew 13, where we left off from. Okay, yeah, it's more right into what we're talking about, right? Because back then, during that time, you had the righteous man, especially John the Revelator. He was writing down the book of Revelations. He saw certain things, he was writing them down, but he didn't understand them, man. All right, and that's why the angel came up and said, he asked him, said, "What are these?" He said, "You know, but you know what this is." All right, he gave him a smart answer, man. All right, because John, he didn't know what he was seeing, he didn't know what he was writing down. All right, so again, at this time right now we're revealing to you what those things mean, man, because the Lord. By the process, and it's another scripture in Revelation which speaks about him opening the 7 seals, man. All right, so he opened up those seals for us to get this understanding now. All right. Yeah, that's right. Hey, you're going to that too. Yep.
Yeah, there's this is Revelations. I mean, it's like Matthew, St. Matthew 13. I read verse 10 again. Verse 11, it says, "Thou shalt send unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, which to them is not given. For whosoever have, him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away, even that he have. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hear not, neither do they understand."
Hold that. Somebody get Isaiah 69.
The book of Isaiah 6, in verse 9, it says, "And he said, Go and tell these people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of these people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Right. So the Lord said, cause these people ears to be shut, their eyes to be shut as well, so they won't be able to understand. That's a heavy prophecy. All right. That goes into the workings of the mind of the Lord, man. So, like the author just read, that's the intention of the Lord, man. To make the heart of people fat and to make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, man. Lest they see with their eyes, hear with their ears, and understand and convert and be healed. All right. So that's why the Lord has kept the certain remnant to be able to understand this, and the rest of them He blinded, man. All right. So again, that's why that's a huge cut to the ones that say the Lord doesn't do any sort of evil or any sort of anything pertaining unto evil. Then why do you put in Isaiah 69 to call these people a heart that be wax heavy, man? All right, and not understand. All right, unless they understand and be healed, man, and be converted. All right, so that lets you know the Lord wanted the separation to happen, man. He wanted the nation of Israel to be separated between that wicked generation, like I mentioned earlier, and the elect, man. All right.
God, this Psalm 69 and 22, let that table become a snap before them, and that which have been for their welfare, let it become a trap.
Right. So this is supposed to be our welfare, man. All right. These scriptures are meant for the nation of Israel, like we went into earlier, man. All right. Like we read in earlier Isaiah, not Isaiah, but Psalms 148. It said the Lord showed His word unto Jacob and statutes and judgments unto Israel, man. All right. So this was supposed to be for their welfare, man. But guess what? He said, let it become a trap. All right. Why is that, man? Because now it's a gin and a snare to the 2/3 of our people, man. All right. And the Lord set it up that way, man. All right. The Lord made sure to lock away this understanding away from the majority of our people, only give it to the ones who are worthy, man. All right. Somebody grab I believe it's John. I think it's John the 6th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 28, and verse 13. It says, "But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might it's like that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken."
Right, man. So the word is unto you, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, man. All right. So we're going parts of the Old Testament and we're going parts of the New Testament. All right. We're going parts of the Apocrypha, man. All right. These things mean, man. All right. But guess what? The Lord said we do this, all right, so that 2/3 of our people, the majority of our people, are falling back and they're taking it snared, man. All right. So again, that's falling right in line with Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9, man. All right, about putting that separation within the nation of Israel, man. All right, but yep.
Matthew chapter 3, verse 7. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he sent unto them a generation of vipers who have warned you to flee from the wrath to come.
Right, man. So they saw those scribes and Pharisees, man. They said, look, man, you generation of vipers, man. You go John was getting at it, man. You gotta visualize that, bro. You know, you pointing at him. He said, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come, man? All right, so who told you to run away from destruction, man? It's like I give you an example. It's like a burning building, man. Somebody ran out that burning building and say, man, who told you to come out of that burning building? Man, come back up there. And that's what John would tell the man. Said, look, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come, man? All right, who's born that?
Matthew chapter 3, verse 8. Bring forth therefore fruits meet for repentance.
Right. Bring therefore fruits meet for repentance. That's going to the remnant, man, the elect. Right? Those are the fruits that are meet for repentance, right? The word meet is good, man. All right, or worthy. Okay. So the ones that are meet for repentance, those are the ones that the Lord wants, man. Those are the ones that the Lord wants to be baptized by the Spirit, man, and by fire, man, spiritual fire. Okay. So that's why we tell 2/3. Look, man, when that time comes, grab Jeremiah. So this is directed toward 2/3 of our people.
I got a quick precept for you.
It.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 46. But keep the 70 lads, that thou mayest deliver them only to such be wise among the people. For in them is the spring of understanding, and the fountains of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge.
Right, man. So it's saying keep the 70 last, man. All right, and then that seven, the number seven means completion, man.
Mhm.
All right. Actually, you know what? There's another scripture that goes right into it. I believe it's Romans. I think it's Romans the 11. I think it's starting at 11. No, it's not 7. 11. I think it's 1 to 5. Where it says he reserved himself 7,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's it? Is that what's the scripture?
Yep.
Uh,
Verse 2 started 2.
yeah, that's it.
You on it?
Yeah, you got it.
This is Romans 11 and 2. Yahweh have cast not away his people, which he foreknew.
Actually, sorry, verse 1.
This is Romans 11 and 1. I say then, have Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid.
Right, that's the answer to these so-called Christians. But you got certain of them that say Israel's been done away with, man. All right, but did he do away with his people? Like the scripture says, it said the Most High forbid. You got
For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
that's right. So that's a Benjamite, man. All right, yeah, because Paul is of the tribe of Benjamin, man. All right, and that's a cut to saying that Paul was a Greek. Man, no, Paul had Greek citizenship, man.
Brethren.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's right. His brother, man.
Okay.
So he said, I also am an Israelite. So he was acknowledging them as Israelites.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yep. Right. Yeah, because going to you know what?
Yeah.
Going to Romans the 9th chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to finish that?
Yeah.
Verse 2. Yahweh have not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Wot ye what the scriptures saith of Elias, how he maketh interception to Yahweh against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed the prophet and digged down thine altars, and I am Shalaki, and am I left alone, and they seek my life? But what saith the answer of Yahweh unto him?
Right. So what the Most High say?
I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right. So the Lord has reserved himself that remnant, a certain amount of men that have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal, man. All right. So basically, he has reserved a certain amount of men. All right. The elect, all right, of the nation of Israel, they have now bowed the knee to the image of Baal, have now bowed the knee to the system, man. All right. Because guess what? The system is going back to the image of Baal, man. All right. The way that it's set up. Now, what I mean by that is that the things that they set up, like the infrastructure, because case in point, the way that they built certain infrastructures and certain patterns is tied towards Satan, man. All right. Because everything that you see around you has some form of idol worship in one way or another, man. A worship of another god. All right, which goes right back into Baal, man. All right. So again, that's why he said, look, the Lord reserved to himself a certain amount of men who have not bowed to the image of Baal, man. All right.
Here's a little bit more. Even so, then at this present time, at this present time also, there is a remnant to the election of grace.
Right. So there's a remnant according to the election of grace, man. All right. So again, that's why we're going to the topic of grace, man. All right. That's why we reiterate the topic of grace, because grace is a period for you to get yourself together, man. All right. It's a period for you to get your mind right.
Yeah.
Going back into that liberty, like the art read second entry, man. All right. That grace period is there for you to come back into the words or the ways of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. That's the reason why grace is set up in that way. All right. So for you to collect yourself and remember who you are, man. All right. Is that it on that?
Yeah, that's it on it.
So Romans chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth, and Yahweh Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also beareth me witness that in the Holy Ghost. Verse 2, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. Verse 3, I could wish that myself were accursed by Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
His brother and his kinsmen according to the flesh, man. All right. Well, what?
Well, Romans 9 and 4, who are Israelites.
Right. Who are Israelites? All right. His brother and his kinsmen according to the flesh are the Israelites. Okay. Those are the ones they spoke about in Romans 11th chapter, the first verse, man. About him being also of the tribe of Benjamin, man. Also of an Israelite out of the tribe of Benjamin. All right, so the Lord has not cast away his people. All right. So,
I'm backing on Romans 9:4, who are Israelites to whom pertain the adoption and glory and the covenant and the giving of the law, the service of the Most High and the promise.
that's right, man. So that all that pertains to you. All right. So no one else, right? That's why Paul even mentioned it. Right? He said that look, unto the Israelites pertaining the adoption, right? The adoption again, because when people read about the adoption, they think it's talking about the other nations. All right. So it said unto them, to Israelites pertaining unto the adoption, all right, the covenant, the glory, the service of the Most High, and the promise. Man. All right. So only Israel is going to receive those things which Paul just listed off. Man. All right. But you wrote something about what was that?
You won't be holding Jeremiah 15.
Fear bad on that, yeah. Yeah, so actually somebody grab Second Thessalonians real quick, Second Thessalonians 2. And then after that, somebody grab Jeremiah 14. Because again, it's prophesied that first and foremost, we had to forget who we were, man. Right? And that includes the remnant, man. All right? The remnant, first and foremost, we had to forget who we were, all right? And forget everything about being Israelites, all right? And then come back and then serve in this time our Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. And then from then on, then we'll be able to break these things down, man. All right? Because back then, once again, you had the separation that was there during that time. It was under the Roman captivity. All right. Then from then on, that's when the Lord was going to come in or actually put into full effect Israel falling away from their nationality, man. All right. And then afterwards, then they were going to come back. And then in this time right now, we're going to prophesy about the truth and bring it out. All right. I got it.
Yeah, this 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, but that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Right, man. So it's going to fall away first, man. All right. So that falling away already happened, man. We fell away from who we were. All right. And now we're back to our nationality, and we're back to our heritage, right, which the Lord gave us, man. All right. Because guess what? It was prophesied of all time that was going to happen, man. All right. Somebody got Jeremiah 17. Is also grab Isaiah 11 and 11.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled and fire my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right, man. So the Lord calls us to discontinue from our heritage, man. All right. So we discontinue from the heritage of being Israel. All right. And he calls us to serve other gods in other lands, man. Especially here in America, man. All right. So that's why we're going by so-called Negroes, so-called Spanish, Latinos, Native Americans, and other Bible. But now the Lord is making manifest His truth. All right, to let you know who you are, man. All right, in the hopes, or actually in the works of the elect being brought back, man. All right, that's what this word is tied to, man. The elect. And really, man, Great Millstone, we're the only camp to even teach about the elect, man. All right, because we teach about the importance of the elect, man. Because actually, yeah, go ahead and grab Isaiah 11:11, and then from there grab Revelation 7 chapter.
Yeah, this is Revelation. I mean, it's like Isaiah 11 and 11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set His hand again the second time to recover the remnant of His people who shall be left from Assyria, from Egypt, Hebron, Cush, Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
That's right, man. So the Lord is going to set His hand again the second time, man, to recover the remnant of His people. Man, that's why we go and actually, you know what? It's going to go right to the same point. Because we're going to read one piece about it, and we're going to go further down to where it's about the mixed multitude. Because going to the mixed multitude, that's what it's talking about, that the remnant that was left in those different nations, right? That's why John, when he saw that vision, you seen these different people that look like other nations, but they really weren't. Their line go back to Israel, man. All right.
Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. After this, I beheld, lo, a great multitude, no man could number.
Sorry for
Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things, I saw four angels stand on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Verse 2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom is given to hurt the earth, like it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Verse 3 saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have still the service of the Most High in their quarters.
Right. Four angels on the earth and a whole four wisdom. Right? They're talking about holding back the earth. Right? So those winds, all right, those are the destroying winds. All right. So the Lord has caused those angels to sit stationary and to hold those destroying winds back from destroying the compass of America, man, and other parts of the world. All right. So he allowed those angels to hold back the winds, all right, until the service of the Lord, or the service of our Lord, is sealed within their forehead, man. That the elect is sealed, man. All right. Saying, hurt not the earth, but the seal of the trees, so the servants are sealed within their forehead. All right. And that seal, and actually somebody get Ezekiel 9:4. That's going right into the seal, man. All right. Because that seal is what has us to be not reconciled, but have us receive mercy, man. All right. So that's what that's what that mark is really for, man. That mark. If you actually go into Ezekiel 9:4, we're about to read. You go into that seal. All right. That seal is an exemption from judgment, man. All right. The Torah. All right.
Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go to the midst of the city, to the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign and cry on the abomination that be done in the midst thereof.
Right, man. And that's the ones that are signing crime because of the abomination. All right. That are signing crime about the state of our people Israel, man. They're signing crime about these devils and other nations going up over us, man, and putting us into a lower state, man. All right. And seeing the ways and the folly of America being put on the forefront, man. And how about Shai and the wisdom and knowledge and understanding being put down to a lower state, man. All right. That's what we're signing crime about, man. All right. So that's why, again, going back into the ones that sign crime, all right, that mark has been set upon them, man. All right. And that mark, again, in that scripture, is talking about a mark of exemption, man. Exemption from judgment. Okay. So that's that same mark and that same seal that you see in Revelation 7 chapter, all right, concerning the service of the Lord. All right.
And it's Revelation 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right, man. So the name, all right, which is how about Shai is written within our foreheads, man. All right, that's not talking about literally written on the forehead. It's talking about within our minds, man. All right, to know the name of Yahweh Shai. All right. So the servants of the Lord are gonna have the name, man. All right. We're gonna call upon that name, man. Right. It's going to the book of Acts. About them that call upon the name of the Lord, man, being delivered. Right. And again, man, that goes to the ones that goes they actually goes to doctrine for the ones that saying that you don't have to know the name. You do have to know the name, man. All right. Because how you gonna be delivered? Oh yes, yeah, you got it.
In Psalm 145:18, the Lord Yahweh Shai is not to all them that call upon him. To all that call upon him in truth, he will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them.
Right. So how is it going to happen if you don't know the name, man? Or you don't know who to call, man? All right. So you got to have the name of Yahweh Shai. That's why we say those names in truth, man, and in faith. All right. So in that time to come, look, we're going to utilize those names in the time of danger, man. All right. So that's why, again, man, that's why we push out the importance of the name of Yahweh Shai, man. All right. That's because one thing, and again, going back into being delivered, I mean, who you going to pray to, man? All right. During the times of trouble, man, you got to know the name too, man. You got to know who you pray to. All right.
I got a quick precept.
Okay. You got it.
This is Romans 10:13. Whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahweh Shai shall be saved. How then shall they call upon him in whom they have not believed? Or how shall they believe in him whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
That's right. Yep. So say how they gonna hear without a preacher, man? All right. So how are they gonna hear about this and whom they not believe, man? So the Lord has to have sent men up to go out and teach, man, to publish His word, man. All right, to publish His name. Okay. So that's why the scriptures promote publishing the name of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. All right. So you have to publish that name and make it known, man. All right. Because that's the name of renown, man. All right. So again, again, the name of Yahweh Shemel Shah and the vibration behind it is being pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right.
This second Ezra 2 and verse 47, it says, so he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to command them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right, man. We saw that multitude, right, that remnant, all right, that stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, and then you same ones you see publishing that name, you're gonna see them in that time to come, man. All right, that stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. That's what it's about. All right, because when you stand stiffly, that means nothing's gonna move you out that spot, man. All right, when you stand stiffly in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shah, that's the pillar, man. You know, when you have a pillar and it's set in one place, all right, it's not gonna move, man. All right, that's his men, man. All right.
I got a quick precept.
Because you got
This is John 17 and 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou hast gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
right. So this is our job, man. You allow his men, all right, to come into the name, man. All right. And actually, read it again.
This is John 17 and 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
Right. What? It's the name, right? And it happens time and time again. All right. You call upon the name of God about your and things happen. All right. You know, other brothers can attest to it. Hey, even I can attest to it, man. All right. It's been multiple times, man. I had to call on Yahweh about Shemel Shah, man. The Lord can brought me through it, man. Other brothers can attest to it, man. Other brothers in the camps can attest to it, man. All right. You got certain demons that try to come up against them and they call upon Yahweh about Shemel Shah. They get delivered, man. All right. So again, man, and really the Lord do that to build up your faith, man. All right, to elevate your faith. So you know, hey, you call on Yahweh about Shemel Shai, he's gonna take care of you, man. He's gonna deliver you out of trouble. All right. So the Lord right now is grooming up his men to rely on him in that manner, man. The Lord will put you through a certain situation that you think you can't get out of, man. All right. But guess what? When the time comes and you call upon the name and he delivers you out of it, then it's gonna push you to call upon the name more and more, man. All right, and the only people that he's doing that for is for the elect, man. All right.
I got a little bit more. And now, Shalaka, now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee.
That's right. So things that are given to them of Yahweh Shah, man. All right. So again, that's what the Lord did by way of the sacrifice, man. All right. Because it was through the sacrifice that we were able to do this, man. All right.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
Right. So look at the generations of old. Look at history and see. Did any of them get confounded by calling the name of the Lord, man? All right. You're gonna see that none of them was confounded, man. All right. I believe there was a scripture in Psalm, man. King David spoke on that. He said he was young and then he became old. And he has not seen the righteous forsaken, man. All right. So that stands today, and I'm reading the scripture right now, man. All right. So them that trust on the Lord, they haven't been confounded, man. All right. Yeah.
So, or any abide in his fear and was forsaken, of whom did ever he despise that called upon him?
Right, man. He's not gonna despise you for calling on him, man. That's what he wants you to do.
Bad,
all right. He causes you to do that, and he wants you to do that, man. He wants you to call on his name for protection, man, for to be delivered. All right, and for what you need, man. All right. So that's been a full assurance up to him, man. All right. So that's why in this time right now, especially the time we're coming to right now, we're gonna have a heavy reliance on him, man. All right, because again, that chip is gonna be made manifest, man. It's gonna be put out abroad and made mandated. All right, and how you gonna make it through, man? All right, that's gonna lead you to call upon him. All right, 24/7, man. So for your next move, where you gonna go next, where you gonna get your food from, where you gonna go brush your head, all that, man. All right.
Point two, those are question marks, and that this question there wasn't no period behind it, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't stand to this day, man. You can say, well, that dude, he was the police, he didn't want to get out the car, he tried to call the name of the Lord, but he was really touching the Lord, man.
Right.
You know, he didn't understand the scripture, but whoever trusts in the Lord, really, really, Lord, how about you? But double man, can't tell you, man.
My man, stay for long way. Right? Hey, read Isaiah 36.
Psalm 145:18. The Lord is nigh upon all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth.
Right, that's Lord is near on all them that call upon him, man. All right. So again, that's why when you go into when you go into the camp, man. All right. How we start the camp? Right, tell you how about Shem Shah, man. All right. Giving all praise on their glory to Yahweh by Shem Shah, man. By Shem Kakadash. All right. So he's near us right now, man. All right, in the camps. All right. Also, that ties right into the scripture. Says, "Where two or three are gathered together, there he is in the midst, man. In the midst of the congregation, man. In the midst of the camps. All right. Let me point that up. You have some?
Nah, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
Here, Acts the 2nd chapter, verse. Yeah, that's right, man. And you don't have anything else, we'll get this one.
21. Acts chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Verse 22.
Yep.
You men of Israel, hear these words.
Right, you men of Israel hear these words, man. Right? You men of Israel hear these words. Right? Because here it is again that this is only meant for the men of Israel, man. All right? So it said, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord, all right, shall be delivered. All right, and he was speaking to the men of Israel, man. All right, during that time, because in that same chapter, it goes to when the Holy Spirit fell upon them, and they started speaking in different tongues, man. They started speaking in different languages. Right. Okay? Because the ones that were born in those different lands, they heard their own language. All right? But then Peter told us that ye men of Israel hear these words. So those men that were born in those different lands, those were Israelites. Right?
On Acts chapter 2, verse 22, you men of Israel, hear these words, Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Verse 23, him being delivered by the determinate counsel for knowledge of the Most High, who had taken and by wicked hand had crucified and slain.
And close out, or move back out, and that is wicked king have court already. By the ice that voice of pestilence, right, in that last plague. Right, so once again, we give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
double honor to the apostle and elder and millstone very day. Also, Shalom, people say salutation to the Holy Elect. Also, the same thing, man. And his gospel to other members of the Holy Elect, and in faith, and truth, and also sincerity and all charity. And with that, Shalom.
Shalom.
DGA, Abad Babal.
Yeah, yeah.